We're on time, we give you exceptional service, and the thing is, when people are in need of us, we're there pretty much immediately. Morning, Donovan. So we're gonna go visit my client John. We're gonna go swap out the capacitors, so let's get started. So just going over, when it comes to AC units, you have the big component parts. You have the compressor, you have the indoor coil, you have the outdoor fan, and then when you take a look at the other little components like the capacitor, contactor, those have to be taken care of. God forbids if one of those components go out, the unit will not turn on, and that can be problematic.
A lot of the service calls are around making sure that those things are okay.
Absolutely.
So that the thing will last longer.
Of course, yep.
And as far as do you guys have a natural rhythm where you visit clients? Do you guys do that, or is it usually they know that they need to get it maintained?
So it's typically both ways. They know that it needs to be maintained, but the best thing about us is when we go out there, we just make sure that not only are we building the relations, but we want to make sure that we're monitoring every little thing. For example, if they have dust in their disconnect box, we're going to inform them and we're going to make sure that that needs to be cleaned. So it's just every little component of the whole unit, along with building the relations throughout the process to make sure that it's a, great long future kind of partnership, I may say.
What is it, do you think, in a little bit deeper way, is the value you provide? What do you feel like is there anything else besides just the nuts and bolts of getting something done that you feel like you guys are providing?
Yeah, I think it's, to be honest, compassion of what we do, right? Because at the end of the day, yes, we physically, quote unquote, do the job. But when it comes to just having those conversations and just building those relations, we have a lot of compassion in what we do, For example, if you have a client that's not having just even a good day, we are willing to do something called a PME, which is a personal memorable experience. With those clients, they're telling us about how, they're getting laid off at a job, just being arbitrary. We'll send them cookies, we'll send them flowers, and we'll just make sure that they're taken care of. Even if they don't want to do business with us, we just make sure that all of our clients are taken care of in that kind of way, because to be honest, at the end of the day, if it wasn't for the people, then the business wouldn't be as strong as it is now, So compassion's a really big thing, I'd say. Thanks again for having us, John.
You're welcome.
All right, and this is Tim.
Hey,
Hi, sorry, thank you. I'm doing a little Mr. Rogers neighborhood with HVAC,
okay,
so.
very good.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you.
So right over here, we got some capacitors that need to be replaced and repaired to at least help the electrical flow be a little bit more potent. So these are going to be condenser units that we work on the outside. So typically when you have a condenser unit outside, we have something called a split. So you'll have an indoor unit and then you'll have an outdoor unit. So as of right now, we're going to be working on the outdoor unit. And just to make sure, you always want to take out the fuse out of the disconnect box, okay? Make sure it's unplugged. You don't want to shock yourself. Typically, these start to have some debris, so you want to at least brush it off and make it nice and clean. If we have things that are stuck in this component, there can be a possible trip, And on top of that, just making sure that it's a client's unit. We want to make sure it's clean. We're working on it. If we leave it that way, it just shows the character of our work.
Yeah.
So.
How long does a capacitor normally last?
Typically, when it comes to a standard, you'll last about 1.5 to 2 years. Now, if you do a heavy duty, those typically last about 5+ years, So, and they have a 5-year warranty with us. We just want to make sure that we take a picture to show our client what the old one looks like.
Yeah.
Because we just want to make sure that we educate them. They don't know what we do, so at least showing the pictures and the videos at least shows them, what we're doing and gives a better understanding.
Yeah.
So if you take a look at the capacitor, as you can see, there's a 60 + 5 microfarads. So it's rated for 60. It was reading below about 57, okay?
Yeah.
And so typically with these, you have an increase or decrease percentage. So taking a look at this, I'm gonna make the video and show my client John Hey John, it's Al and Tim with Hobiaca Services. Just want to give you a little refresher that I'm going to be replacing and changing your capacitor, as we mentioned from the last time. I mean, the average thing of why someone would not want to do this as a homeowner is because 1, you want to risk messing it all up. 2, you don't want to hurt yourself. I mean, that's the biggest thing, is your health and your unit.
And is this like a battery? What is this?
Yeah, this is like the battery for the unit. It controls the electrical flow. We always want to, listen to our clients, make sure that they're taken care of, but we want to educate them as well. What's the best route to go, and not always the quickest, because quick is not always the best. Wires are nice and tight. And now let me make a video for our client, John. Hey John, Al and Tim here with Hobiaca Services. Just want to show you your new capacitor. Thanks for putting your trust in us. Now I'm gonna buckle this back up. Hey John, Al and Tim here with Hobiaca Services. Just wanted to show you your older capacitor as I'm about to do the repair. So, taking a look at it. I'm gonna swap it out now for you, okay? Sometimes you try to take these wires out with your hands, but it doesn't work, so you can use a needle nose.
Is that like unusual that you guys don't wear shorts?
No, we're wearing long sleeves and long pants because you want to protect and cover it. So it's kind of funny, if you wear shorts, like for example, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt under this, is to keep you nice and tight. If I have a t-shirt in here, I'm gonna sweat more, it's gonna be a lot warmer. And then a nice key tip for those that are in the fields, whether you're in HVAC or any other trades, if your shirt's buckled up like this, you unbuckle it, you're gonna get more breeze of air.
Yeah.
And it's more cooling.
Yeah.
So when it starts to get hot, just do that. You'll get more air that comes through. Put the cool on. So I'm gonna turn down to 60 just to make sure it's turning on. Just like that, it's running a lot quicker, less noisy. So want to make sure it's running well. So go back inside.
If you don't want to be, if you don't.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Because I want to say this.
Yeah,
I got to tell you, Al, you have been the most enjoyable person to work with. You're pleasant, you're courteous, you're kind, you're respectful, and I gotta say, it's been awesome working with you, for sure.
Thank you, John, for the kind words. I do appreciate that.
I'm already feeling that. I've just started shadowing him. I'm like, this guy's really cool.
This guy's good, man. And
Thank you.
I just want to tell you that because it's noticeable. It's very noticeable. So
thank you for the kind words.
Yeah.
All right, John. I just wanted to at least show you. So this is the photo of your old capacitor. Made a video just showing you. Okay, and then the new one. Al and Tim here with Hobiaca Services. Yeah, so just like last time, again, this is not a life or death situation, but I do need to bring it to your attention. Just the contactor. So the contactor is one of the components that pushes in and out for the compressor to start. It is starting to char. Again, I would say monitor it, or at least replacing that would help the unit, but I just need to bring it to your attention, okay?
Okay.
So overall,
and go back to what's that called?
yeah, this is the capacitor.
Okay, so the capacitor, and you were saying that helps start the unit?
The potency of the electrical, correct, yep. So when it comes to the unit, the small components are the contactor, which I just showed you, the black one, and then this is the capacitor. This is what allows the electrical flow for the unit. So once the unit turns on, you have the compressor that fires up, and then the contactor that pushes in. So let me at least show you. So think about the capacitor like a battery. And then right over here is the contactor. This little part right here, it pushes in and out. So when the AC turns on, it pushes in and fires the compressor up, almost like a car. So when you hear the that's the same thing as a part of the contactor. Right now it's trying to fire it up and then turns on. Having this start to deteriorate to the fullest, then it will not turn on. Same thing like a car battery. So right now it's still working properly. It's not charring to the point where it's not turning on, but I want to bring it to your attention. So, if we do need to replace it at a time that works for you, I'd be more than happy to do that, okay?
Okay.
So
All right.
let me go turn the AC back to normal, make sure I buckled everything up, and I'll come back and close out with you, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, John.
Thank you again, John.
You're welcome.
All right, so it's really important to turn the thermostat back to what they like. Typically, if you leave it on the same thing, it's gonna be really cold and the electricity bill goes up, and we don't want that. All right, so back to 77. Just wanna make sure everything is clean. You got all your stuff. We turn the disconnect boxes back in, okay? It's nice and tight. And so don't forget your tools. Biggest thing is people always forget their tools, including myself. So let's grab everything and let's go back to the car. I'm a clean freak. We've got some wipes. I like to clean my hands thoroughly. Here, got one for you.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
What are we looking at here? What is this thing?
So we got a leak alarm for our clients. So typically when we close out with our clients, we like to at least give them some goodies to at least keep us top tier in mind and at least have them taken care of. So we got a water leakage alarm right over here.
Yeah.
Right over here is a voltage tester, complimentary service tickets right over here that you can use at any time, you know, for a free on check, free service call, drain sewer camera inspection. They have no expiration date, so especially with the summertime right now, we want to be able to take care of our clients if they do need us last minute. So, voltage tester,
Oh, okay.
water leakage alarm,
Okay.
go. Complimentary service ticket cards, you know, with no expiration date. If you need us to come out. Like I mentioned before, John, I don't want us to come out because of course there's a reason. You can always have us at least, you know, last minute. Last but not least, this is really crucial. This is the Google review card that I, of course mentioned.
Yep.
If you scan the QR code, leave 5 stars and mention L, I do get taken care of.
Okay.
So,
Very good. Okay, so what is the total? Come on in, guys.
all right.
What's the call we're going to right now?
Yeah, so the next call that we're going to be going to is a quality control inspection. It's more of a newer unit, about 1 to 3 years, so we're just going to make sure that the components are working properly and that there's nothing out of loop. How's everything running?
Good. So the thermostat is right there.
Okay. And we like it on 79?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I kind of switch it sometimes, but yes.
Okay. And then what I'm gonna do, Michelle, is I'm gonna turn it down. Today we're gonna be doing the cooling maintenance, quality inspection.
Okay.
Once I turn it down, it is gonna get a bit chilly in here.
Okay.
Just
That's
to at
fine.
least maximize the maintenance.
Sure.
So, and then you don't mind us coming in and out?
No, that's fine.
Okay. And then Michelle, if there's anything I can do to better our service while I'm here, please just let us know, okay?
Okay, sounds good. So, and are you going onto the roof as well?
Yeah, I'm
to
gonna
check
go
it
onto
out?
the roof. Yep, I'm gonna check everything out, have
Okay.
photos and videos for you.
So there is, I guess, a drainage pipe, and it goes, on the roof, and then it drains to the back porch. And usually a lot of water comes out of it. I don't think any water is coming out of it
Okay.
now. I don't know if it's supposed to have a lot of water or
Yeah.
what that's supposed to look like, but if you could check that out.
Yeah, so typically it's supposed to be clear, but I'll double check that for you.
Okay.
God forbid if it was backed up, then we would at least have to have the night shift be pushed out.
Okay.
And overall, that comes with the membership, which I'll go into details later.
Okay.
But again, I'm gonna give you all the photos and video for the whole section.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right, thank you for having us, Michelle.
You're welcome, of course.
Now this I'm familiar with.
So Michelle mentioned that she felt like there was no water, it was a little bit clogged. Right now we can feel the air is going through, so it's not really clogged. You can always get nitrogen to be pushed through in here, or you can always do a simple test of blowing it out, okay, if you're comfortable with that. So right now it's not too clogged, okay? Well, typically when water goes in here, it'll get clogged up. But as she was mentioning, it used to be able to go out a little bit more. So the first thing is we want to check if it's clogged. If this gets clogged, it can be problematic for the unit. So we want to make sure that it's clear. As of right now, it
it is fairly clear.
Okay. You know, these installations up here on the roof can be like potentially a source of like roof leaks. Like the penetrations, if I had to guess. When do you know it's your job versus the roofer's job?
Typically, once you do your quality control inspection like we're doing today, you want to at least visually look. If there's any openings like right over here, as you can see, it's starting to crack and have deterioration. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like a roofer's job or a HVAC job. It's more like we work together and double check. Because they do a good job of sealing, but they can't control the sun that's in Arizona. Where our job is to make sure it's running properly, and those are one of the components. So,
but you guys work with the other trades like roofing to make sure it's sealed around the edges?
Oh yeah.
Really?
So we double check. We check with our roofing team, and they always make the photos and videos. And you know, in the beginning, it's always going to be nice and black and sealed off. But once it starts to have cracks, we're going to take matters in our own hands to make the best judgment to see if we have to reseal it.
Gotcha.
So that'll be part of our job at the moment.
Okay.
So you want to be careful with Daikin units. As you can see, the blade's spinning pretty quickly. Okay, so we're going to check out refrigerant pressures, so always be mindful where your hands are placed. So right now we're going to check our gauges, refrigerant pressures. Make sure you take a picture of the gauges, paint a story for the clients to show them what their units are, because they're not going to come up here. So about 140 for low pressure, 440 for high pressure. Very good. Let's check how potent the refrigerant is. So right now I'm checking something called superheat. So we want to see how potent the Freon is.
Is that potent?
That's potent.
What's the life like a typical day? Like what's another challenge besides just the extreme heat in this area?
The unthinkable. So this is a 2-year-old unit. Not really old, right? 2 years. But you just never know what can happen. I mean, there can be a leak inside the indoor coil. The Freon can be off. There's can be a lot of things. And that's the things that we don't know. So that's what makes it kind of fun. Yeah, we're checking out the compressor amps. We take a look. It's reading 11.59. And then we take a look at the plate. Compressor, 11.59 out of 16.7, which is still good.
I see that they've installed some bird poops on this one. How much bird poop do you have to deal with on a regular basis?
I'd say a lot of bird poop, at least a bucket full. But the nice thing is with Hobiaca, if you're a member, we do rinse off your condenser coil to make sure that it's clean and thorough.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, even if it's on the roof. Yeah, we're checking out the compressor amps. We take a look. It's reading 11.59. And then we take a look at the plate. Compressor, 11.59 out of 16.7, which is still good. Yeah, so I just want to mention to all my clients or whoever's listening, just a piece of advice. I can always do I'll repair and do, repairs for anyone. Absolutely. It's always about what the client wants. We always try to educate them, but just keep in mind when we're doing repairs, it doesn't necessarily, fix the whole issue, right? Like I can fix this contactor, but then you gotta take a look at the compressor, the coils, the outdoor fan. There's a lot of things that go into hand in hand, so it's not always just about putting the bandage on something, but under these circumstances, sometimes, that's all we can really do, so.
But in some cases, this might be better to replace, huh?
Yes, I would recommend, taking a look at your finances, make sure that it works for you guys. Replacing a new unit will at least give you the warranties. You don't have to really worry about it. On top of that, just knowing that you have a newer unit is going to be a lot more safe for your family, along with the air that you consume, so.
Absolutely.
So just giving you guys a big tip, or at least a little share of secrets. My 4th day in the trades, I fell through a roof. I only bring this up is because we're about to go off on the ladder.
I say you guys have to know what you guys are stepping on. For example, if you're coming on the roof, right? Do a nice step. Make sure that it's solid. It kind of seems silly that I'm explaining this, but I'm telling you, I never thought I was gonna fall through a roof. Just make sure you're aware of your surroundings. Like right now, it's nice and tight, but there's actually shingles where it's kind of loose, a little bit soft, and so you just want to be careful. It's crazy. I never thought it was gonna happen to me, but it does happen when you don't know or think about it. Thought of the day, and just to wrap things up with the day in the life of the HVAC tech, is make sure you stay hydrated and remember your purpose. And the purpose of today is taking care of our clients. It's really hot out here in Arizona, and yes, we do this on an everyday basis, but just it's so rewarding to at least be able to take care of our clients and knowing that the air that they're receiving along with the AC turning on is pretty important. So make sure you guys stay hydrated, take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you guys soon.